Welcome to an experience similar to ones that you've had before. Yes, another podcast featuring a couple of guys who think that they're funny. Two men, one microphone. This is Spoiled Rotten.
What up, what up, what up?
This is Spoiled Rotten.
That was a great intro.
Yeah, I know. I'm running. At the last second, I'm always like, oh man, I forgot I'm supposed to do something different every week. And then it comes to this part and my kid's asleep, so I couldn't be loud and vibrant and exuberant, so I had to keep it down. Thus the hushed tone of voice I have going on right now.
No, it's kind of like I was dreaming the intro, and then all of a sudden I woke up from the dream, and there was another intro. It was like intro. It was introception. I loved it. It was great.
Introption? No, introception. I feel like if you're gonna call it, like if you're gonna compare it to Inception, it's got to be whatever the word is, and then Inception. Like
yes.
that's the way it works.
We can try other ways, but we're not going to. How have you guys been this week?
Yo,
wonderful.
I'm pretty great. I'm doing pretty great, y'all.
Yeah.
I think we can all raise our glasses.
Yes.
Mr. Travis, you want to toast us off here?
For a great week.
We're gonna get. No, go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
you asked me to toast us off, and then
I
you're
know.
like,
Toast
okay,
us off.
Okay,
toast
so
us off.
To a great week.
To a great week.
To a great 270.
Hurrah!
And hurrah, hurrah.
Hurrah, hurrah.
46 hurrahs.
I'm not going to do that.
Neither.
I'll do it. Hang on.
Please don't. No,
hey, no.
don't do it.
I've already committed to the bit. Are you ready?
Yeah, you got the bit.
All right. Oh, man. Okay, hang on. I got to keep counting all these. Hang on.
Yeah.
Hurrah, 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 hurrah. Is that 20? Am I 20?
Yep.
Okay. Hurrah, 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 hurrah. That's 40?
45.
That's 45?
No, that was 35.
40.
That was 35.
Oh, what is it, 35 or is it 45?
Yeah, 35.
Okay. Hurrah, 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 hurrah. Cheers, everybody.
There we go.
I like that. I like starting the podcast with the cheers to the week.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good. I appreciate that quite a bit.
Michelle, how has your week been?
It's been great.
Good.
Yep, that was it.
That's it? That's
good
okay.
Talk.
Yeah, great talk. All right. There we go.
All right. Do we want to oh, look at this. We got our little thingies going on over here.
Right.
Do you want to hop into our first segment?
Let's hop into our first segment because we have a lot to cover today.
We got a lot.
We have a lot to cover. Mm-hmm. So we're going to start off with what'd you watch? So Zane, let's start us off. What did you watch?
I watched, and I don't know if I finished it this week or if I finished it last week, but I finished a show called Interior Design Masters. It's like a Great British Baking Show, but for interior designers. Oh, and the lady who won should not have won.
Oh, snap.
The lady who should have won got kicked out in the second to last episode, which was really a big bummer because she had much more potential. But
what's it on?
It's on Netflix. It's called Interior Design Masters, and I'm not going to ruin anything in case anybody wants to go watch it. I know that we're talking about Harry Potter. Now I'm talking about Interior Design Masters, so it's going to be confusing for people just coming to the podcast. But yeah, it's a really good show. I don't know. We're like I've said, we've been Marie Kondoing our house, so we've been cleaning it. You can see my office right now. I'll point this down. There's just garbage all over the floor.
I thought you were supposed to get rid of that. That's been there for 2 weeks.
Well, this is all the stuff we're keeping. But it's the stuff that doesn't have places
it brings
yet.
Happiness.
It doesn't have places yet, so
gotcha.
It's this is the place that it lives.
It brings you joy
for right now.
Joy.
Yeah, my office is a hot mess.
That's all right.
But Michelle, what did you watch?
I watched The Queen's Gambit.
Ooh, okay. How is that?
It was good.
Yeah,
I feel like okay. So as a whole, I feel like it was really good. But then there's also points in it where I'm like, okay, I don't need to watch all this. Like, there's just a lot of like scenes there's like not talking, and it's just I don't know, like.
Well, I mean, they're establishing some things. They're establishing some dynamics.
I just feel like it's a little bit too much. But as a whole, it was a great show.
Yeah.
I've been a fan of Anya Taylor-Joy since Split.
I didn't know her
And
name.
huh?
I didn't know her name.
Well, she's the Queen's Gambit, I guess. I don't know. She's the main character.
Do you know what the Queen's
She's the
Gambit is?
main
No idea.
character in
No
the show
idea.
that you watched.
She's the main character in the show that you watched. So I'm assuming that it's the title character.
It's
the
a
Queen's
chess
Gambit.
sequence.
Well, I gotta ask because I don't know. Is it like super good? Because Mallory keeps wanting to watch it, and it's like one of those things that I'm like, I have enough dramatic shows in my life at this point to where
It's
I'm
not-
like, I don't
it's
have
not
the
super
emotional
dramatic.
bandwidth to commit to something new. Does that
It's
make
not
sense?
super dramatic, but it does. I feel like you do need to be like kind of in the right frame of mind to watch it and to like
Mhm.
take it all in. And it's only 7 episodes, so it's not
Okay.
very long.
Are they like 35 or are they like an hour?
They're an
long?
hour. They're an hour.
7 hours
what
of
it-
your
We'll
life.
see what happens.
But
We'll see
it's
what
not like
happens.
you're committing to like 4 seasons of a show.
Very true.
A lot of show, man. I mean, and if you get in now, I guess you only, like you said, you only got the season to watch. You don't have to like catch up on 40 episodes of an hour. That's 40 hours, man. That's 7 hours. That's a lot of hours. That's a lot of
And-
hours to show.
But also, like, I believe it's a mini series, so this is it after the 7
Yeah.
episodes. That's it. So you don't have to like
Oh, see that's a little more
Pre-
enticing.
right.
Yeah.
So you don't have to like pre-buy into season 2. Like
Mhm.
7 episodes, you're done.
7 episodes.
Move on with your life.
Well, Travis, what did you watch, man?
Oh man. So one, I watched The Package, which we'll be talking about tomorrow night. Whoo! Get your popcorn ready.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe I didn't mention what I watched this week.
Oh, what'd you watch?
I watched Hubie Halloween.
Oh yeah,
It is so bad, y'all.
I know.
Oh my god. Like it doesn't flow as a movie. It's not
No.
funny except for like one part at all.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god, it's
Now
bad.
you
And
understand why it was so hard for me to
52
talk about?
it's got like a 52% on Rotten Tomatoes. And like
don't
for anybody
understand
who's watching, we did a podcast on this last week. So go watch our podcast. Don't watch Hubie Halloween. It's garbage.
Mhm.
Holy cow. Like I when you were talking about it, I was like, oh, that seems dumb. And then I watched it. I was like, oh my god,
Oh,
this is really bad.
yeah.
This is really bad.
I did
I
not
don't know
enjoy
how I
talking
got
about that
52. I don't know
movie
how I got a 52. But what did you
at
watch?
all.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, you're good. You're good. So I watched The Package, which, man, that tomorrow's going to be fun talking about it.
Tune in tomorrow evening at
yeah.
9 o'clock? 8 o'clock? 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock p.m. tomorrow.
8 o'clock. And I've also been rewatching all the seasons of Key and Peele.
That's a good call.
I love it. It's so
Aren't
much
they-
fun.
Aren't they like quitting?
Quitting.
I feel
Like,
like I heard
life?
somewhere that they're like Key and Peele. Like
Well, they haven't.
so okay. So
they haven't
there's
had their show in a while.
no. They have a no, not that. Keep going. I'm gonna find
Okay.
what I'm talking.
Yeah,
about.
they have 5 seasons and they were done right about the time that Jordan Peele was like, you know what, I'm gonna go make Get Out. And but man, their sketch comedy is just so good. And then,
I love Key and Peele. I feel like they're so hit or miss for me. Like if it
I
hits,
think
I'm
any
like
sketch comedy is hit or
dying.
miss.
I am dying laughing. But if it misses, dude, it's just like, and I feel like every single sketch is the same. Like it evolves in the same manner. Does that make sense?
It starts off really like common,
Like, really chill.
everything, and then
Yeah.
all of a sudden, like the world blows up at the end of every single sketch.
And then somebody like ups that, and then the other person ups that, and it's literally just that upper the whole time. And then it's the next sketch where it starts out back at baseline. Like, don't get me
To me,
wrong,
I love it.
they have some really hilarious bits, but like,
Yes.
all right, Michelle, have you found
right.
what you're looking for?
Yeah. So it's a YouTube show called Hot Ones.
Hot
Yes.
ones.
Yeah. And so basically, like they go through the show and they eat hot wings with like
Oh, I'm familiar with hot
different
ones.
hot sauces, like different scales.
Mhm.
And they like the host also eats these, but they
Yeah.
have to like see how
Sean
long
Evans.
they can go, and yeah, something like that. I don't know. I've only seen
No,
like
that's
2
his name.
episodes. Whatever. My friend showed it to me last week, but
Mhm.
yeah,
Interesting.
Key and Peele were on one of them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was like a while ago.
dude, I don't.
What does this have to do? You said something
Time is a
about
construct, guys.
Because Key and Peele were on there, and they were talking to, I don't know, they said something about like being done with some, I don't know. It's just a little snippet while they were like, while their mouths were on fire.
All right, here we go.
All right.
Let's keep moving it on to
movie
I love that too.
news.
It's just a nice little like. I love it. It's so good.
Welcome to movie news.
favorite.
Movie news about movies and things. Mr.
Movie
Travis
and
always does the
things.
research, so I'm over here just reacting to things. You know,
oh, you
this is my
you didn't do
plate.
the research this time?
I didn't do the research any of the time.
Oh
but-
man. Well, in
I
that
feel
case,
like when we first started doing the segment, I was like sending you things like, "Oh, look at this," and now,
now
I'm
it's just
like-
me.
5 minutes before the podcast, I'm like, I should go get online. But you know what,
Huh.
Mr. Travis,
Weird.
over here,
It's all right. I got it. I
five
got you.
high five to you.
I feel like whenever I tell
Okay.
Travis something, he just tells me
That
he
was
already
really
knows. So
All right, what do we got about AMC?
I'm not gonna lie
Tell
to
me
you.
about it.
All right, AMC theaters is they are struggling for money right now, very badly. They are
Didn't
going.
you say like last week that they just said that they
Yeah.
would be fine throughout the end of 2020? I thought that's
Yeah.
what you said.
They'd be
They
out
lied.
of money by the end of 2020.
they'd
But
be
now in a huge like reach, they're now renting out their theaters to small groups.
Wow,
$99 up to 20 people can go into one of their theaters and watch any movie.
That's
I
not a
did
bad
see
deal.
something. I saw something.
It's not a bad deal.
I don't know where I saw it, but it was like some people rented out a movie theater to play Super Smash Brothers. Maybe not Super Smash Brothers, but one of them. And they like
I'll do
played
that.
on this giant screen.
I'd be all about that.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's my question.
Okay.
Do you know any more information about this, or is this what you know?
It's $99 for up to 20 people.
For how long?
$150.
Are they allowed 20 people?
$150 for any new release like Tenet, War with Grandpa, those type of movies is $150.
So you
But
can
yeah.
pay $99 to give them a DVD to watch
Yeah.
a movie that you own. Okay.
Yeah, you're like,
That's a little
hey,
crappy.
Well,
What my question is, if you renting it by time, or is it like
I have no idea.
because if
it's probably like
if I can rent the room for like 4 hours, then like okay, we can watch some of our favorite movies. That's fine.
Mhm.
But if I get it for the length of one movie, then I feel a little cheated. You know what I'm saying?
however, so if you wanted like a new release and you bring 20 people, that's only $750 per person.
Well, I mean, and
She did the math, guys.
I did.
She pulled out her iPhone. She pulled out the calculator. But here's what I'm saying. Like, I want to know how much, because it doesn't matter how much time. Like, what if I want to watch
Right.
a movie like Benjamin Button that's like 3.5, almost 4 hours long? Like, what if I want to watch something
What
like
if
that?
I want to have a Harry Potter marathon?
Like, I'm gonna get am I gonna get charged the same rate for that 3.5 hour movie as I am for my? If I wanted to watch Spookly, the Square Pumpkin, that's only 46 minutes. Like, is it the same amount of time?
Those are all great questions, and that's why I brought in spokesperson for AMC, Aaron. Aaron, come on in.
Aaron.
Nope. Never mind. He's not here.
Do the research yourself,
I got
Zane.
so
Yeah.
legitimately excited. I
know.
was like, he knows somebody who works at AMC who has the answer.
Really?
No, that's me saying I have no idea. Great questions.
That's why we have Aaron.
Figure them out yourself.
Hilarious. All right. Okay. Well, I mean, I've put
Yeah.
my questions out
I
there.
have no idea.
AMC,
That's a
if
great
you're listening,
question.
Let us know.
Let
I'd
us
like
know.
to know.
Tell us.
What is that? All our news this week, or do we got more?
No, we have more
got
news.
more.
We have more news. Since we're talking about Harry Potter, we're also the latest movies, the Fantastic Creatures and Where to Find Fantastic
Beasts.
Beasts. I corrected myself. I was
You
Johnny
muggle.
Depp has been kicked off
Yeah.
the third movie.
So I'm
he
surprised
is
that
no
didn't
longer
happen for the
with-
second movie.
Say that again.
Which one?
Zane, sorry.
I said, I'm surprised he didn't get kicked out for the second movie.
He didn't get kicked out for anything about his acting in the movie at all.
I know.
It was, man, like it's
Doesn't
just
he
a
have
bad
like some
situation.
domestic abuse?
Yeah.
Yeah, him and Amber Heard and
apparently she also abused him, so everybody's pissed about it, and
it's
everybody
weird,
thinks
man.
that Johnny Depp was like the brilliant. I don't know. So I've always had an issue with Johnny Depp in that role, but not having anything to do with like his acting or him as a person, but the fact that he's American.
And apparently,
Yeah, that's rallying.
how
Stank.
dare
No. So one of the things that I love about Harry Potter is that they only had British actors. Like, there's not a single American actor in Harry Potter.
Gary Oldman isn't American?
No.
What?
Fun fact about Gary
and-
Oldman. Sorry. Go ahead, but I want to
Okay.
tell my fun fact about Gary.
Okay. And with obviously Fantastic Beasts takes place in America, which I get. However, Grindelwald is British. And I feel like the British characters should still be played by British actors. I feel like that should be carried on. I think that only the American
That's
characters
fair.
should be American.
That's
You're
fair.
a movie purist. You're a purist
Yes.
about
So are you? Do you take that with everything? Like, if all of a sudden
No.
they're like, "Hey, John Cena, we're gonna have you play James Bond," would you have an issue with that?
No, it's just the fact that they were so like pure about it in Harry Potter
Makes
that I think
sense.
that they should
No, I
have
get
carried
it.
it on.
I get it.
I don't really care if John Cena wants to be Bond.
just walking around some spy hideout. Somebody's like, freeze, and he's like, you can't see me. And then just keeps going. Like, that's awesome.
Oh, that's great. All right. So yeah, anything else? What do you think about Johnny Depp?
Yeah. Keep going, Zane. What were you saying?
I was gonna say a fun fact about Gary Oldman. He had mentioned on an interview that he so for all of his movies, like he does like different accents for like all of his different movies, and like he like kind of method acts himself into these roles. So like he just talks in it all the time until the movie's done talking. And like he had done so many back to back that he lost his original like accent. Like he forgot how he spoke as Gary Oldman, the human being. Like I thought that was kind of weird. So he had to go to like a dialect specialist to teach him the accent of from where he was. Like I thought that was kind of funny.
I don't break character till the DVD commentary.
That's right.
All right. So fun fact, Colin Farrell will be taking over the role back again of Grindelwald.
Of James Bond?
No, Colin Farrell will be Grindelwald now.
Are you sure?
Okay.
That's what I heard. I mean, I heard
Isn't
it.
he
It was
Irish?
Irish
it's
is
all the same
allowed.
up there. It's all the
Irish
same up
is
there.
part of
So from the UK.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
not English, British.
Okay.
Right.
There's a difference.
Okay. I thought isn't Ireland kind of like its own deal now?
They like to think so, but
They're still a
It's
part of
not.
that.
They're like, okay, yeah. Here's your special
they'll
money.
tell you that, and then someone from the UK is like, "No, they're with us."
I remember when we went over there, like we had to get like because in Ireland you have to use euros instead of
Pounds.
pounds. Yeah, which was weird because we had to like use all of our pounds or all of our euros before we left because we couldn't use them in the UK, which was kind of weird.
That is weird.
Anyways,
All
do
right.
we have more news?
Well, we got a happy birthday,
Oh man, I can't
Taron
be loud.
Egerton.
Who's
Speaking
that?
of
Who is this person?
English folk,
He
Who's
was
this
in
guy?
he
He's in
played
he's in Eddie the Eagle. If you haven't
he
seen
also,
Eddie the Eagle,
he
Nope.
also played Sir Elton John in Rocket
Rocket
Man.
Man.
He also was the gorilla in Sing.
Oh yeah, he was.
Where he
And
sang an
my
Elton John
favorite-
song.
Right. My favorite two movies that he's in: The Kingsman, Secret Service, and The Kingsman, The Golden
Guys,
Circle.
I can't do this happy birthday justice because I got
You don't know
nothing.
him?
I don't know this dude at all.
Wow.
How about you do the happy birthday this week?
I don't do it like you.
Come on, pull your phone out. Pull your phone out.
I don't have my phone with me.
Just
Put your
sing
money
a
where your
song
mouth.
to
You
him.
don't have your phone on you.
No, it's charging.
Go get it.
It's
I'm right
charging.
You know
It's
what?
all
He's
right.
not gonna see it anyway.
Yeah, he's not going to see it. It's all right. We don't need to do a happy birthday.
Guys,
It's
do
fine.
not discredit the
So-
weekly happy birthday.
So what you need to do is go
Bring this
watch some
down.
of his movies.
Go
No,
watch Sing.
no.
If you haven't watched Sing, man,
You
that's-
have a child. Watch Sing.
Yeah,
It's a great
I do.
movie.
I
You have a
already
heart.
watched
Watch
enough
Sing.
Sesame Street to make me puke. So
But it's like not a kid's movie. I mean,
Oh,
it's
it's
a kid's
so
movie,
good.
but it's not like
it's so good. Matthew McConaughey as a koala bear. Like, come on.
that's funny.
Reese
Yeah.
Witherspoon
Just that in
is a
general.
pig.
Expecting
Also,
an Australian accent.
Seth MacFarlane is a little mouse.
Great.
That's right.
I'm not
He
gonna-
is.
okay, let's stop jerking off Sing over here. Like,
Scarlett Johansson
let's
is
calm
a
down.
porcupine.
let's
That's
calm
right.
down. Let's calm down.
Great.
So we're not gonna do a happy birthday this week, apparently, but go follow us on Twitter at rotten_BOIS and follow us on Instagram at Spoiled Rotten Movies, all one word. Do we have anything else, or are we gonna move into this?
Let's go straight into it. We'll jump right into the power. Power rankings. Yeah. So
If you keep your face
Let's
like that
jump-
long enough, it's gonna stay.
let's drive right into
epic. Let's do it.
our power rankings.
Mm-hmm.
Here we go. So, Zane put Prisoner of Azkaban at third. I put it up at the top with first, and Michelle put it at third. So, obviously, you two are dum-dums,
Okay, so I have
and
a question.
I got this right.
I have a question for you, Travis.
Yes.
Before we watched all the Marvel movies back to back
Uh-huh.
to back to back,
Right.
I'm assuming each one had a special little place in your heart. And then
Yeah.
rewatching them with a critical eye
Mhm.
to do this podcast, did you feel differently about the movies than you did before?
I did a few.
Because
yeah, you're right.
I remember loving the crap out of this movie. I remember I've told the story before. I'm gonna tell it again. When we went to London, we didn't know anybody. We didn't know any of these people, but I had downloaded like all of the Harry Potter movies on my phone, and we like watched one each night while we were out there. And I remember just like the whimsy of being overseas and watching these movies and really enjoying them and remembering how much I liked them the first time around. And I watched The Prisoner of Azkaban with my wife, and I was like, wow, the acting in this movie is so bad. Oh my god. And I don't remember feeling that way at any point in time ever. And you got real quiet.
I did. Like, I really like this movie. This was a fun movie.
I
Like,
don't
it was
dislike the
intense.
plot of this movie, for the record. Like,
So Travis and I were talking before, and I was saying, because this Prisoner of Azkaban is my favorite book, like of the series, hands down my favorite book. It's not
Yeah.
moving from that spot, and we haven't seen that ranking yet, but whatever. And I think when I first watched the movie, I was just so upset by how much they changed that I was just mad. Like, not only that, but they also
Okay.
left out a lot of like, I think the best parts of the book, which aren't necessarily bad for the movie, but like it just
yeah.
just really interesting stuff from like the past that Harry learns and stuff that they didn't put in the movie, but it would have benefited.
Yeah.
And so I was just not happy. Like I left the movie theaters literally saying, I don't know how anybody who hasn't read the books followed this movie. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know how they know what's going on.
And as somebody who didn't read the books, I don't have any issues with any of the plot points.
Right.
My reason for disliking this movie comes down 100% to the acting and the CGI in this movie. Oh my goodness.
But when I watched it for this week, I went into it really trying to be like objective about like the movie itself as a movie and not an adaptation.
Mm-hmm.
And I will admit that it's not as bad as I've always believed in that sense.
I disagree.
That being said, okay, no, I don't think you understand how bad, like in my mind, it was. Like I hate this movie.
It was on.
I mean,
such
it's still a terrible movie. I'm not saying that it's a good movie. It's just it's gone from like way down here to like here
to slightly above way down there.
it's just not as
Travis,
bad.
how are you feeling? Talk to me.
I don't understand. Like, I really like this movie. Like, I thought that it was very action packed. It was a lot more adult than the last two movies.
I do agree with that.
It felt like a movie that I really didn't know what was going on. Like the fact that the rat was so important, and Ron just kept holding on to the rat, and it ended up being like the pivotal point of the entire movie. Was amazing to me. Yeah, but they say it was his pet, but we didn't hear anything about the rat the first two books.
He tries to turn him yellow in the first one.
I don't remember that.
Did you watch the movie?
Yes, but I don't remember that.
On the train, he tried to turn him yellow.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay, never mind. But anyway, and like, there's so many small little inside jokes. Like, I never understood. Like, I thought it was always funny when he would talk about, like, when I would watch The Office, and Prison Mike was like, "You know what I hate the most about prison? The Dementors." And I knew it was a Harry Potter reference, but I didn't actually know that the Dementors were like the actual guards of the prison of Azkaban. So when I saw that the Dementors were actually a part of the prison, that was hilarious to me. I know it's not supposed to be hilarious, but I thought it was awesome because I finally got the joke. It's a running joke that I've been a part of, being a Office fan, that finally paid off for me watching the movie. But I just like.
Can I ask a question?
The twists and turns that Sirius Black was a bad guy. No, he's a good guy. No, he's a bad guy. Oh, he's a werewolf. Oh, and a werewolf and a bad guy. Oh, he's gonna eat.
He's not a werewolf.
Or right, the other
Animagus,
the teacher.
He's an animagus, and he turns into a dog.
Animagus,
the teacher
yes,
is a wolf.
Okay,
right.
Thank you for the clarification. Lupin's the werewolf. I have a question.
I mean,
and there's Lupin, which is
his name is Remus Lupin. Of course, he's a wolf.
Huh? Yeah, good point.
I don't understand that. I don't know if that means something.
Lupin?
I have a question about the books.
Okay, go for it.
There's a scene in the movie where Hermione like looks around and like she kind of goes, "I thought I saw something," and then she kind of puts it out of her head, and I think we're meant to go, "Oh, she just saw herself."
Yeah,
she's trying not to think about it. Do they go more into depth into like whenever that happens in the book, like whoever she sees at that point in time? Like, do they show Hermione going back a third time to like unmess up something that she messed up?
No, they don't go through again. I don't remember if that specifically happened, but I think that they do talk a lot more about time travel, and like she explains like the fact that she goes into more detail about the fact that like McGonagall gave her the time turner, and how there are a lot of rules about time travel, which is why I have such an issue with the Cursed Child. But anyway,
we'll get there.
Yeah.
How are we going to cover that one?
We're not. We're going to pretend that it doesn't exist because that's what I've been doing since it came out.
That's fair.
I refuse to believe it's canon. Anyway. The book, that's one thing that the book does go into a lot more detail about, that like it's not necessary, but it would be nice to know, I guess. Like it's not something that I'm mad it wasn't in there, but it would have been nice for it to be in the movie.
Right.
So
okay, so that brings me to my favorite segment.
What?
This brings me to
what segment are we doing?
My favorite segment.
Are we done talking about this movie?
Can we?
No, but I really have a lot of questions about this movie.
Okay. Because I still have a lot to rip apart.
Okay, cool. But I have a lot of questions, and like and I really like that little bump.
Side note before you get started,
Uh-huh.
what happened to Make It Rant?
Make It Rant? It's in here. I just haven't ranted about any.
Made it rant.
Ooh,
Well,
okay.
this whole segment should have been Make It Rant for me.
We can put a Make It Rant.
Okay,
after
so
this,
yeah,
then
so
you
I'll
can
ask
make
a
it
few
rant.
questions. I'll ask a few questions, and then
That's how
we'll put
it's
in that Make It Rant segment. It's in here. We got it.
Okay.
And then we'll make it rant. By the way, also, for anyone that hasn't watched the movie, spoiler alert: we spoil all the things here.
God, I love it.
How much time do you go put into making?
I don't want to talk about it.
Enough time. It's a level of professionalism that I appreciate that I didn't have to do, and
True.
it's so nice.
I'm not mad about it.
No, it's
I don't wanna
good.
Talk
It's
about
good.
it.
He makes a lot, and he's very proud of them.
They look good.
It's fun.
I have no issues with it.
Okay, so
All right.
my questions.
Yes.
One. Why?
Whenever
Okay,
you're ready.
so does Dumbledore have something against Severus Snape? Because in the first movie, they made it very clear that Severus Snape wanted to be the teacher of the defensive against the dark arts.
Mhm.
And then the current teacher ended up being half-headed with
Mhm.
Voldemort himself, and
Mhm.
he left. And instead of bringing in Severus Snape to move over and just put someone else in potions, they hired someone brand new. Now I get it because he was a big name and he brought a lot of clout to Hogwarts, which I don't know why they would need clout, but
that's what they say in Hogwarts. They're like,
Clout.
we need clout.
clout. Okay,
I don't think
continue.
I've ever heard that word
I've never-
before.
But then we ended up ended up being that guy was a complete
Idiot.
doofus and idiot and didn't know what he was doing and was just there for show and didn't stand behind and was a complete coward. And then then it has to be Severus Snape that takes over from then because Severus Snape was the one that saved them all in the last
You're
movie.
gonna try to tell me that Lupin didn't deserve that teaching job?
Are you to tell me that Lupin deserved it more so than Severus Snape?
God, yes.
How?
Why?
On what grounds? Go ahead.
Lupin is amazing. He was a perfect teacher, except for the fact that he's a werewolf. But take that away.
Is there no tenure involved in working? in
I think
Hogwarts?
okay.
No.
So here's the thing. I think Snape is such a good potions master. He is brilliant with making potions, and I think that it's the fact that Dumbledore was more able to find people that were more suited for the defense against the dark arts, whereas they couldn't beat Snape at potions at all.
What are Lupin's credentials?
He's a werewolf. Okay.
He was a great teacher, and he did really well with Harry Potter.
They go into a lot more in the book.
Tell me.
That's one thing.
That's
do
what I'm
a
asking.
lot more. He goes over different creatures in the book, and you don't. The only one you really see in the movie is the Boggart at the beginning. But they go over a bunch of other ones, and he's just he's so he's able to teach them all correctly. He recognizes the fact that Neville is terrified in class, and so he uses Neville and gets him to do the spell and do it correctly so he could have more confidence. If that makes sense.
My only worry.
Okay, go ahead.
My only worry is that just like in The Office, when Michael Scott wouldn't recommend Jim for a managing job because he didn't want to lose Jim.
No. That's no.
Dumbledore's not putting him in this.
Drop your love for Snape, okay? Can we just your
No, I just
infatuation
I will
But here's the thing,
Travis. I will say I don't want to give away too much of future movies or anything.
Okay.
But there's a reason that things are happening the way that they're happening. That's all I'm gonna say. That's
I
like
just-
the
I don't-
biggest that I can give it to you.
Like Dumbledore can do whatever he wants. I just think that Severus Snape is going to be loyal till the bitter end, and he's never going to hurt Dumbledore and never going to try to pay back Dumbledore. And it's just like Snape is just going to be in this hole, and he's never going to take it out on Dumbledore, and it's going to be sad.
And I think that you should
Read
enjoy the
books.
rest of the film.
But
Also, fun fact: Did you guys
what?
know that? Did you guys know that Alan Rickman is one of the only people who knew Snape's future from the first movie? J.K. Rowling told him so that he could
I did hear that.
correctly act it out.
Mhm.
That makes sense. That's nice.
I did hear that.
And like when they were on like what book 4 when the first movie came out?
I think
Is that
so.
right?
I
Book
think
3
so.
or 4, something
Mhm.
like that.
I feel like 4 had. I think 1, 2, 3, and 4 had maybe come out, but I could be very wrong about that.
Let's
Yeah.
just say that J.K. Rowling did a much better job of finishing her book series than George R.R. Martin did.
She also
Yeah.
did a much better job
We're
at
not gonna
finishing
talk
it than she
about
did
Game
at
of
starting
Thrones,
it.
but we
But-
totally
Right.
did.
Anyway,
The last
Um,
episode, like enjoy
anyway.
Game of Thrones up till the second half of the last season,
Right.
and then just like
let's
turn it
let's
off.
not
You
talk
like,
about it.
Figure out what you want then.
Oh man, I
Anyways,
don't
do
want
you
to
have
talk
more
about
questions? Because it's
Yeah.
called Travis asks questions.
Some questions, yes.
Plurals.
Next
Plural?
question
That's not a word.
is why? Like, I've never seen someone talk so badly about someone as Snape talks about as bad about Harry's father. Like, what is wrong with him? What is wrong with Harry's father that just like Severus is just like, I should have
We
seen.
can't
the
answer
alternatives."
that.
I don't get it.
Everything is happening
I
for
don't
a
get
reason.
it.
cannot answer that without
Ah.
giving away too much. Also,
Why am I asking all these questions that you can't answer?
okay, so I will say they went to school together,
Uh-huh.
and they
Oh,
they
Harry
they
and-
were
Harry's parents and Snape.
yes, they were in the same year.
I mean,
Oh, okay. Cool.
And
Yeah.
they were. It was essentially like imagine like Harry and Draco.
Okay.
that-
Yeah,
Draco getting put on his ass because from that
dude, Draco's such a
that
little
was
bitch
awesome.
boy. God,
that was awesome.
like okay, so
Um,
his thing is that he's like this hard ass, like he thinks he's a hard ass, and then like every time
Every time.
he's
It's
faced
awesome.
with any adversity, he's like literally like like whining, moaning, and it's my favorite thing.
That's the best acting in the entire movie is him.
I don't agree with that, but
I don't either. But
he's
I
part of
think
the
so.
worst acting in this movie.
all right.
any
All
more
right. So
questions?
that's about it.
Can
as
we
far
put up
as
the make it
I thought you
rant
had a
of
lot
Michelle?
of questions.
And we can let her go.
I did, but like each one, like I expected you to answer my question, then I had a follow-up question, and it didn't happen. So we're just gonna go straight to it. And the feature part of our show tonight.
It's so good to see that.
Make
So
it
good to
rant.
see that.
I forgot what it sounded like.
I did. I was like, I thought it was just gonna be like the "What did you watch" thing. I was
Yeah.
like, I don't know what it's gonna look like. We'll see what happens.
Oh,
It's just as nice as all the rest of it. Michelle, you
Take it
have.
away.
I'm gonna
You have
set.
a lot.
Do you think that you need more than 5 minutes?
Probably not.
Okay,
Okay.
I'm gonna
I don't think
set
so.
a timer for 5
Oh
minutes,
God.
and we're just gonna let you
All right.
go at
do
it.
your
So
thing.
first thing,
And-
literally, the very first scene in the movie,
Uh-huh.
like the very first scene, Harry is using his wand under his blanket to do
Isn't that
and
like-
using
yeah.
Lumos.
Nobody's gonna interrupt you, so just
Okay.
go
Yeah,
for it.
keep going.
He shouldn't have been doing that. He's not allowed to use magic. He is not allowed to use magic outside of school.
Yeah, it's a big no-no.
And in the book, he uses a flashlight, and I'm really like, it's such a small thing, and I'm like, but it drives me nuts. Okay, like he literally gets in trouble the year before for using magic when it wasn't even him, and then they let him use magic in the movie. Anyway,
Very true.
my next rant. So after this one's a little bit more serious. After shut up. This one might take a little bit longer. After the second movie, Richard Harris, who played Dumbledore,
Mhm.
originally passed away, sadly. I'm very upset about this. And I understand that they had to replace him naturally. Like, what are they gonna do?
Can't act if you're dead.
But did they have to go with Michael Gambon? He was awful.
I don't agree with that. Oh shit!
I do, and I'm not saying like I'm sure I haven't actually seen him in anything else, and I'm sure that like he's a fine actor, but as Dumbledore, he was awful.
He is fine, I think.
He was. You guys didn't read the books.
I didn't read the Michael Gambon books.
Richard Harris was like the epitome of Dumbledore.
Mm-hmm.
Michael Gambon, not at all, and it makes me upset. They could have picked somebody better. All I'm saying. I don't like the changes that they made to the fat lady. I feel like it should
apparently
have been
she's a different actress. Mallory said,
it's a completely different actress. Also, like the original one was this like really boring chick, and I'm like okay that they changed her. I just wish that it was like something in the middle, a little bit less eccentric. I don't know. I really wish that they had more. I know, put that down.
I was trying to see if it would turn sideways. I was like, cool.
I really wish that they had talked a lot more about the Marauders, because it is, I mean, it's Harry's dad and his friends, and it is a great storyline that wasn't necessarily needed, but I think that it's a really interesting story and really interesting information, and I think that it adds so much to this book. And I don't know, I just wish that there was more of that. Particularly with Lupin. And that's a thing, like, even in the book, Lupin takes forever to tell Harry that he was friends with his parents. And it pisses me off. Like, you were the only dude, like, alive that actually was close to his parents, and you don't tell him that. Mm-hmm. You didn't try to find him.
Is there not some level of secrecy about, like, I don't know, keeping him in the dark about certain things?
Sure, certain things, but sure, like his godfather's technically still alive, but like you are like essentially his like uncle, and he didn't even like try to find him. And I'm sure like when like up until 11 they wanted to kind of like keep him like safe and stuff, but like once he went to Hogwarts, I feel like he could have like contacted him somehow. Another thing is that Sirius Black was the first person to ever break out of Azkaban, and they don't go into any details of how. Mm-hmm. Like,
I think it was magic.
Yeah, no, it's because A, he knew he was innocent, so he didn't like go totally crazy, and B, because he would change back into his animagus form, and when he was in that form, his mind stayed more sane than when he was a human. And then just I know there's just like so many small details that like the whole scene of Harry and Hermione trying to go in the little hole under the Whomping Willow.
Can I ask a question about? Yeah. Okay, so in the book, do they talk about the animagus beforehand?
Yes, because they learn about it. They learn about it in Transfiguration. As
a film, like it would be. I think it would give away too much to know that information ahead of time as a viewer.
Well, no, but they could have talked about it he explains it once they meet him.
I mean, they alluded to it with kind of like that, like this might be relevant information later when they were talking about werewolves and animaguses in general.
Okay, so I lied. I did need more than 5 minutes because I'm not done.
Yeah, I know. I turned off the timer because I was like, she's going to keep going.
Well, okay. So also, like, there's just, like, the whole scene with Harry and Hermione trying to get into the Whomping Willow. Like, that doesn't happen. Like, literally, there's a knot at the bottom of the tree that you tap, and it makes the whole thing go still.
Well,
that's how they get in. Like, and Crookshanks knows because Crookshanks, Hermione's cat, is actually becomes friends with Sirius, which they don't go into at all. But he actually helps him a lot.
They have a cat friendship.
Yeah.
An animal friendship.
Yes. And then also, the whole like Quidditch scene when he's like, it's like storming and he's like flying around and everything's going crazy. I hate that scene. That was a scene that I was like, how am I supposed to believe
that
It was
Harry
far
Potter
too dramatic.
fell from 350 feet in
I mean,
the air.
he does fall, but not
Magic.
from that far.
Okay, what about the guy the other guy who falls
Magic.
from a good 200 feet? I don't know. The Hufflepuff he was playing against. He was the
Okay,
other
well,
figure.
that doesn't happen.
Magic.
Technically, he's playing against Cedric Diggory, and Cedric Diggory ends up catching the snitch, and that's the first time Harry's ever lost.
Oh,
Fun fact.
well, we can't have that happen in the film.
Also, like the whole how he sees the dog in the clouds. That doesn't happen.
Yeah.
He Sirius actually showed up at the match, and he saw Sirius, not a cloud.
Okay.
I don't. There's just so many it's there's not enough where there needs to be more, and then there's too much when there's also he gets the firebolt halfway through the story, and they end up continuing to play, and they actually win the Quidditch Cup. That's the first time they won it.
Well,
They just
I
don't
mean,
continue.
Wow.
I feel and this is I don't know. Maybe I'm gonna catch some flack for this. I feel
Probably.
if we didn't have Quidditch in Harry Potter at all, it wouldn't make a lick of difference.
It wouldn't. I mean, okay, it wouldn't really change the story a whole lot. But I mean, obviously, it's good for the books, but it's also such a big part of Harry's life that which you don't really realize in the books.
It just in the films, it's kind of hey, Quidditch still exists. Harry's on a team.
Yeah, that's most of my ranting. I will say one good happy note that was added during this movie was Emma Thompson.
She was great.
Emma Thompson plays
great.
Professor Trelawney, and she is just wonderful. I love her.
I liked her. Gary Oldman, I felt was really good as
obviously.
Sirius Black, obviously.
So I was reading something about Gary Oldman, and they were talking about how he's such a good actor and plays so many different roles that people like him, actors like him, kind of fall through the cracks because people just don't recognize them.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah, I mean,
Book of Eli is one of those. Book of Eli is such a good movie. And Denzel Washington's in it, and Gary Oldman acts circles around him.
Mm-hmm. He's
Denzel
such a good
Washington.
actor.
Yeah, I agree. Gary Oldman's amazing. All right, so is that it? Is that your rant? The end of your rant. Do you have anything to add, Zane?
I don't. I no. I mean, I think it just I know it's a dramatic movie, and I know I feel like they lay the cheese on heavy in this movie. I don't know, just the way some spells are cast. I'm this seems overly dramatic for no reason. That kind of stuff. I'm meh. All the Expecto Patronum were winds blowing through his hair, and he's shaking his body as his wands. And I just it all that kind of, I don't know. And it's just some of that. I don't know. There's some cheesy lines. There's some cheesy stuff going on. I still enjoyed the movie. Don't get me wrong, but it was not to the standards that I remember it being watching it through the first time. But that's all I had to say about that.
That's fair. That's fair. Well, with that said,
yeah,
it's time to deduce a little bit of competition.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah.
Is that new?
It's been the last two.
Has it?
The last
Okay.
two, yeah. Anytime that we're going against each other, that's
so
that's
dramatic.
the one. I know it's awesome. All right, here we go.
All right.
Question one.
Okay, so when Gary Oldman came on to the movie, he gave Daniel Radcliffe a gift.
Okay.
When they first met. Did he give him a dirt bike, a border terrier puppy, a bass guitar, or an Xbox?
It'd be
This is
pretty
a tough
dope
one.
if he got up an Xbox. I'm just gonna say.
I'd be cool with any of those.
I had to get a pad of paper because my little square that I had got Marie Kondoed without my knowing, so I have to write the A, B, C, and D on here.
Oh, let me see here. All right, so I'm assuming an Xbox, not like an Xbox 360.
No, an Xbox.
Okay.
I don't think 360 was out then.
Was it? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Like I'm trying to do the math. So this
movie came out in 2004.
2000. Oh, definitely not. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it was just an Xbox at that point. I think Gary Oldman. Mm-hmm.
What kind of guy is Gary? Do you want to work through this, or we're competing?
We're competing. So what we'll do is we'll write down what our guess is. We'll show it and then explain what our reasoning is, and then Michelle will tell us if we're right.
Sure.
Okay. I have an inkling that I feel is right. I'm not 100% sure. Something about this just seems right to me, so I'm ready to go when you're ready.
All right, I'm ready. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. I think it's B. I think it's a border terrier puppy.
Something
like
about
a bass guitar is cool and all. Dirt bike, but like
Michelle, you're giving me the face that neither one of us is right.
To really to have such a story behind it, the fact that it's a question, especially it's a question that Michelle picked, I'm gonna go with a puppy every single time.
I'm sticking with the bass guitar.
I do like Travis's reasoning. However, Zane is correct.
Hey yo, something about it seems right. Nice.
Although I'm pretty sure
that was my second guess.
One of them has border terrier puppies. I forget which one, but one of them does.
Okay.
So I'm pretty sure it's Daniel Radcliffe. Like I'm pretty sure he had 2, and that's why I picked that one specifically.
All right.
Every time I'm going to pick a.
I nailed
it.
How do you feel about that, Travis?
I respect your reasoning. It's very sound. All right.
Here we go.
In the Leaky Cauldron, there was a wizard that was like stirring some tea, and he was reading a book. There's a Muggle book. What book was it? 1984. A Brief History of Time. Lord of the Flies. A Theory of Everything.
This sounds like a question that I would be asking Zane in Marvel.
Okay, so this is something
from you, man.
I didn't look at the book, but I remember the scene specifically because I remember talking to Mallory like, okay, so is it actually easier for him to cast a spell with whatever it is he's doing and continually read at the same time while casting a spell, or just reach over and stir your own freaking tea, dude?
I think that spell was so easy that
but that's like
a fully mature wizard. I don't think that one actually really took.
But you can't tell me that you can stand there and say the word broccoli over and over and over again and read something at the same time that you're like just like broccoli.
Yeah, but I think
spell.
I think that spell itself is so simple that it doesn't really take.
I disagree, but that's not what the question is. The question is, what is the book? And I have my answer.
Here we
Michelle,
go.
you want to give us a 3, 2, 1?
3, 2, 1.
I'm going C again.
C.
Oh, Travis also going C.
The only one that I've actually read. I'll just go ahead and say that.
I'm standing by C. What are we?
You're both wrong.
Of course.
It is B. A Brief History of Time.
Okay.
Well, that makes sense with the time.
That makes sense.
That makes sense of having
a
time related book. Dang it! All right. What do we got
Good
next?
pick in the movies, though. Good pick in the movie or the books.
I'm disappointed. What do we got?
Oh, what form does the I didn't see it change. So, what form does the boggart take for Parvati Patil in the movie? And that's one you'll kind of have to be paying attention to. So, is it a cobra, a black widow, a banshee, or a mummy?
Who is Parvati Patil?
I know who it is. I know the answer.
I picked her because he specifically says her name before she goes. So I was like, cool, if they're really paying attention, they'll know who she is.
I'm locked in.
All right.
I'll do my favorite one of these.
All right, we do 3, 2, 1.
Ready? Yep.
3, 2, 1, go.
Travis, the Black Widow was for Ron, dude.
It was.
Was it Ron? Oh man.
Yeah. It was a cobra.
Yeah, I know.
It's a cobra.
Same
That's
was
two.
correct.
That's
Yeah.
two.
However, in the book, it was a mummy. Fun fact.
Well, it's not. the book.
And
This was
Seamus had the
movie.
banshee. I know. That's why I specifically said in the movie.
I appreciate these questions. These did you pay attention questions.
I don't like
I
these
like
questions.
it. I like it. This is how it feels, Travis. This is how
These
it
questions are
feels.
stupid.
All right. So, what shop in Hogsmeade was not in the film?
What?
Zonko's Joke Shop, Three Broomsticks, Honeydew Sweet Shop, or the Shrieking Shack?
What?
Okay. Let's okay.
Okay.
I think
Real
I have
quick.
my answer.
What? How
Just-
should we know?
Just pay attention, man. You got to pay
Yeah.
attention more.
You gotta pay attention.
I'm not 100% sure my answer, but I think
This, I feel like
I
if
know
you were
the
paying
answer.
attention, this was actually pretty easy.
yeah.
But they
I
didn't
think-
say like, "Hey, let's just meet up at the Three Broomsticks," or
This is easily the easiest question on here.
I think I'm fairly certain I got this.
okay. I'm gonna go.
I'm probably gonna be wrong, but we'll see what happens. Travis, you got an answer?
Yeah, I'm ready. Here we go.
Travis or Michelle?
3, 2, 1, go. You are both correct.
There we
Yeah,
go.
buddy. I won this week. I don't know if
True.
Oh, you did win.
I didn't beat
that's
you
all I needed.
necessarily, but I won the week. So we got one more question, right?
Well, you definitely beat him because you have 3 and he has
Definitely beat
1.
Oh, he has one.
But
I
we're
thought he
gonna
had two.
continue.
No,
We're gonna
this
do
is
the
my
last
second
one.
one.
He's got this one though. Okay.
I told you that one was easiest.
Nice. Nice.
I got
All right.
Oh yeah, I didn't get the puppy. Never mind.
She's in hard
No.
over here.
I thought I got the puppy.
All right.
All right.
Last question. What movie was Gary Oldman not in?
Okay.
Done. Got it.
Lost in
Boom.
Space.
Travis is gonna
This
get
is
this one.
mine.
The Dark
This
Knight.
is easy.
Galaxy Quest. Quest for Camelot.
Ready yet?
Okay. I have two that I know he's in.
Ready
and
yet?
then There's one that I don't. Oh man, I don't think I've seen A or D, so I don't know the answer. I'm gonna go.
The Lost in Space I'm talking about was the actual movie, not the Netflix show.
Right. Yes.
I didn't see either of them.
Well,
The Netflix show is actually pretty good.
it is.
It's really good.
But he's definitely
All
not
right.
in that.
I'm just gonna go.
I hope
Travis.
we have one more season.
Anyway.
Travis, can I?
Uh-huh.
Can we make an alliance here? You want to help me?
No.
out?
No.
Okay, that's fine. I
What?
win anyways. All right.
No.
Ready? 3, 2, 1.
It's
Travis
C.
is correct. It is. C.
Yeah.
I thought he
Alan
was in
Rickman.
Galaxy Quest.
Alan Rickman is in Galaxy Quest,
He's in
but
Lost in
not.
Space. That's
Who am I-
accurate.
All right. I thought
Tim
he was in
Allen?
Galaxy Quest. Who am I thinking?
Tim
Tim
Allen.
am I
Allen's in
thinking?
Galaxy
No.
Quest.
I don't know.
Alan Rickman is in Galaxy Quest.
I think what happened is isn't he's in the Sixth Sense, isn't he? Isn't he like the bad guy in the Sixth Sense? And he's got like the shaved head with like the metal plate on the side of it. I'm fairly certain that's Gary Oldman. And my brain went to like alien looking that guy and put him in Galaxy Quest.
I think you're talking about the Sixth Element.
Or maybe
The
yeah,
fifth- oh,
he's
the
in the
fifth
fifth
element.
element.
Fifth Element.
Fifth
That's the
Element.
one. That's the one. My bad.
Okay.
I'm a
I
big
was like, the
I'm
Sixth
big dumb.
Sense?
The
There's
Sixth
no
Sense.
aliens in Sixth Sense. That's
Oh, we're watching wildly different movies, my friend. All right. Well,
All
3-2, Mr. Travis. I'll shake your hand. I'll put my hand up here.
Yeah.
Oh, over here. Shake your hand, sir. I'll just kind of fingers.
there
in
you go.
There we go. That wasn't
There we
bad.
go.
That's
Yeah,
all right.
decent.
I want to ask a question. And you can all feel free to answer, or you don't have to.
Okay.
If you were rating this on Rotten Tomatoes, what would you give it? I think I can put a number out there. Like I said, I didn't dislike this movie. I just remember the acting being kind of bad, and like I said, I enjoyed the plot. I'd probably give this like a 68 in that area. Like still fresh, but not great.
Travis, did you look it up?
I did not look it up, but I think it's like like I would have given it at least a low 80s. I thought it was fun. It was riveting. It kept my attention the entire time, which
Yeah.
Chamber of Secrets did not. And it just felt like a more grown up movie. It
I
felt like a
might
movie
move it
that
to low
was more for me.
70s. I might move it to low 70s. Just I'd say 72. 72, final answer.
I'm gonna go
That's
high
my
60s.
high 60s.
This movie did really well on Rotten
I
Tomatoes.
bet it did. It's a Harry Potter
I
movie.
remember correctly.
Well, and I'm gonna be on like a lot of people.
I think this was the
their
highest
favorite movie. Yeah, a lot of people. This is their favorite, and I don't understand it. I don't get it. Like, no.
It is what it is. Do we
Rotten
have
Tomatoes
anything?
is taking a very long time to load.
Do we have anything else to add to this week, my man, Mr. Travis?
Well, we still need to do MVPs.
Yeah, who was your MVP?
Goodness. Go for it, Michelle.
Sirius Black. Duh.
Yeah,
that's a
He's
good
my
one.
favorite character in the entire series. Like, I love him. I don't know why, but he's my favorite. I kind of want to get a tattoo having to do with him.
he was really good.
There
Okay,
you go.
my MVP was the spell that Harry put on his aunt.
The spell.
Yes, which
The turn
made
you
her
into a
float
balloon.
away. Yes,
Well,
And
it's
that
not
was-
actually his aunt.
or whoever,
Whatever.
she
You
is.
know,
Um,
you knew who we were talking about.
But played by the
I-
amazing actress that I don't remember
Yeah.
her name. And
Yeah.
I don't remember her name, but she's so good.
Miss Trunchbull.
Miss Trunchbull from Matilda.
Mhm.
She gave me nightmares when I was a kid. Such a good, like, she was so good as the bad guy in Matilda.
Mhm.
I will never forget her in that. Not that she died. Like, I'm saying that as if she died. She didn't die. But she was so good in that. And she was like, as soon as I heard her voice, I knew exactly that it was her. And like the first 5 minutes of this movie was the best first 5 minutes of any of the three so far.
Except that first scene.
No, the
Guy
spell
needs a nightlight.
casting.
I will not get past that.
Guy needs a nightlight.
That was unforgivable.
I don't. Can we just give the MVP again to Hermione for just
Punching Draco
Just-
in the face.
Yes.
punching Draco in the face, for just working her butt
Saving the
off
day.
to get her, like, just to learn, like, good on her. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. That had to be my answer. I don't know. That or Peter Pettigrew. Like, he made me smile when he was a rat human being. That made me smile quite a
Yeah,
bit.
because he still had, like, whoever played him was able to, like,
Also, I'm going to
Play a
continue to
rat in
say that I'm still
Draco
really
and
mad
Dawn.
about the ages of those actors. They should only be in their mid 30s.
Do we have a mute button, Travis? Do we have a mute button? for
no,
her?
no, we
Rude.
don't.
Rude.
All right, well, let's move forward. Next week, we are going to have Wizard versus Vampire as Robert Pattinson joins the forces in
Twilight versus Harry Potter.
Yeah,
Go.
in the Goblet of Fire. So
That means
So
I need to
that's
finish
gonna be
that
fun.
book.
yeah, you really should.
That's
But
what I'm
that's
gonna
gonna
do
be
tonight.
fun. Okay, good, good.
Maybe
That's
tomorrow.
gonna be fun. I'm really excited about that one.
Unpopular
And then-
opinion. I
Mhm.
really like this next movie.
Oh,
I know that this is
have-
probably the lowest rated movie, I believe, in the series, but I do remember enjoying this movie quite a bit.
wow.
I don't hate this movie, but I do have a lot of notes.
As
So-
usual.
next week's Goblet of Fire,
Yes,
and then tomorrow night at 8 p.m. we're doing a review / run through of the package,
the package where we're gonna have the Wheel of Splat again.
the Wheel
And
of
I'll go
Splat.
ahead and give you guys a little look into the new Wheel of Splat.
Yeah, we
changed a few
moved some
up,
things.
moved a few things around. We now have the Golden Splat,
The Golden Splat.
the Golden
Oh.
Splat, which is
Why
the
is
room,
it called the? Why don't you just watch that one next week?
because
Just pick it.
it is the Golden Splat.
Mhm.
Is it because it's the best one on there? Ooh, The Last Airbender.
Yeah. So
Do that
there's
one.
some really
That's
bad
a
movies on
terrible
here.
movie. However, the cartoon
That's what we
is
do
amazing.
here.
Yeah. So, but the room is classically bad, and so I thought let's do a Golden Splat one, to where there's one golden one, and let's see if we're lucky
And
enough
then
to.
each week, if we
land on
don't
that
have the
one.
Golden Splat, we'll
I
just make
really-
it bigger and bigger and bigger.
Wait, hold on. If you guys do The Last Airbender, I want to be a part of it.
Okay.
Well, we'll see what happens. Those episodes run a little differently, but
Still.
Yeah. Whew.
Still.
So yeah, there it is. We're gonna have a lot of fun tomorrow. The package is
Yes, sir.
painfully bad. I was the one that got to sit through that monstrosity of a movie, and I'm going to very, very carefully talk through this one, and you guys are gonna love it. So until then, we'll see you guys next week. Any parting words on this movie as we close the book?
I got nothing, man. I think all that I've needed to say has been said.
Awesome. Well, we will, as I said, see you guys next week.
Boop. Let's see if this works, huh? Let's see if this works. Can you hear it?
Yay!
Hey, look at that. All right, thanks everybody for watching Spoil Rotten Movies this week. Like you said, tomorrow night we're going to be doing the package at 8 o'clock p.m. Tune in for that. Thank you to Michelle for coming in for our Harry Potter series. We appreciate that. Follow us on Instagram at Spoiled Rotten Movies, all one word. Follow us on Twitter at Rotten_BOIS. We do this live on Facebook and YouTube at 7 o'clock usually on Tuesday nights. Follow us on Anchor, Breaker, Spotify, iTunes, wherever you get your podcasts. You know, we appreciate you.
This has been Spoiled Rotten Movies.
And we promise to do better next time. Freeze frame.
Bye.